Over $300 million in just a few years is what these brands have made using a strategy that no one is talking about. The strategy that makes your audience obsessed with your brand, addicted to your content, and wanting to be part of your lifestyle. In this video, I'm exposing a strategy they all use. The strategy I've seen being used time and time again, working and talking with the brains behind the scenes. This strategy has generated Cole Buxton, Represent Clothing, Nude Project, Gadzhi, tens of millions every single year. And guess what? This strategy works for every brand and is a lot more simple than you think. And if you stick to the end, I'll be giving the exact blueprint so you can implement this for yourself. What makes a brand so powerful that they sell out time and time again? So powerful that customers tune in every single day to stay updated. Because there was a time where Gadzhi didn't have millions of followers, Represent didn't sell out drops, and Cole Buxton struggled to make sales. And they all used the founder-led ecosystem. So the founder-led ecosystem is composed of three main elements, which is Instagram, YouTube long form, and conversion, with a bigger emphasis on Instagram, and I'll explain why later. But these are the three main elements that all these brands, Cole Buxton, Gadzhi, Represent, all of them use this founder-led ecosystem, and it's incredibly powerful. So if we look at the example of Represent, so George Heaton, the founder of Represent, uses this. So Instagram, which is posted at a higher frequency, then YouTube or long form, and then conversion. Okay, Nude Project, the founder, the exact same thing. High frequency Instagram, then long form YouTube, then a low frequency conversion, so sale of products. Again, Rude, the exact same thing. Founder posts a lot on Instagram, then with a mid frequency on YouTube, and then low frequency conversion. And Gadzhi, the exact same thing. Low frequency, a high frequency Instagram, mid frequency long form, low frequency conversion. And to show it even works with info products, Aman pushes heavily to conversion to an info product. Okay, so why is the founder-led ecosystem so powerful? And the main thing is you can attack your audience monthly, weekly, and daily. So your audience and your customer base will see posts and stuff about conversions on a monthly basis, long form in YouTube on a weekly basis, and Instagram here tuning in every single day. And that's incredibly powerful. Being able to reach your audience, your potential customer base on a daily basis. If you take a brand, for example, like Puma or like Gucci, I can guarantee that in the past week, you have not heard of them. And I can almost 100% guarantee that in the past day, you have not heard anything or seen any content from both brands. And that's what's so powerful about a founder-led brand, is having almost the excuse and being able to reach your audience every single day. There's a good quote by Machiavelli that goes, "You must not only aim to be remembered, but to be never forgotten." And that's exactly what is so powerful about being able to reach your customer base on a daily basis. And if product is top of mind, and if you're posting on that frequency, then it also means that your movement, your lifestyle is seen at a very high frequency. So Aman, you always are up to date, you're always seeing his stuff, and I can guarantee in the past 24 hours, if you follow him, you've seen something about him, right? So Hormozi says you should always be promoting, and it's a thing that people don't do enough. So being able to have a system where you can post at a high frequency is gonna enable people to see you more and more. Okay, so going more deeper into the founder-led ecosystem funnel, it's intrigue, status, follow the journey, and join the journey. And a lot of people get mixed up and don't put enough emphasis right here. So follow the journey and join the journey. And if you want to turn your followers into lifetime loyal customers, then you need to follow this funnel exactly. Build intrigue, so people are intrigued about your lifestyle, your brand, and what you do. Then be showing status, so to show that you're someone that should be followed and should be someone of value. And then follow the journey. So the reason why someone should tune in daily, high frequency, tuning every single day, to see your journey, see your background, and to follow you through that. And then the most important is joining the journey. And that is how you turn a follower into a lifetime loyal customer. So let's go through these phases. So first, when it comes to intrigue, what creates good intrigue? And that's style, design, cohesion, and having a signature look. If you look at the top brands, the top founder-led brands, they all have a signature look. If it's the fonts they use, the content style they do, the type of pictures they use, even when it comes to the palette of colors they use, everything is done to have intrigue so people can see a post, see a video, and that's the initial way they find you. And then they go deeper, they scroll through, and that's when it really turns that intrigue into status. So status is the aspirational, almost unattainable character that you build, which is effortless. This is probably the most important thing that people miss out. So it's not really too much to do with status monetarily, on a monetary basis, because it can be achievements and different things like that, just to show that you're someone that's aspirational, that someone wants to follow you, wants to join your brand movement, to be able to aspire to be like you almost. And the effortless part is incredibly important. As you can see, when Anton posts his pictures and videos of him on a private jet, same as Gadzhi, they're all taken on a phone. And that's done by design, because if you take a photo of you on a private jet on a phone, it shows effortless, and it shows that this is something that happens on a daily basis. It's not too important, because if everything was done way too professionally, then it'd lose that effortlessness, and it would lose that authenticity that happens when you show status in a way that's effortless. Next is the most important part of the funnel of the founder-led ecosystem that all these brands perfect incredibly well, and this is the main reason why they convert and they scale so heavily, and that's follow the journey. Following the journey is the story of you and your brand. It's your mission, and it's the reason to tune in daily. Why should someone tune in daily? Incredibly important. It's the behind the scenes view of your day-to-day building your brand, and it's the place where you build a deep connection with your follower base. So for example, for Anton, his big mission is to transform the failing education system that failed him. And every time you buy his info products, you are essentially helping that mission and joining that mission to solve the education system. He has a lot of YouTube videos where he explains his whole story, and he jumps on podcasts so you can have that deep connection with him and you can really understand his story and the behind the scenes view. When it comes to George Heaton from Represent, his big mission is the obsession with perfection while training like an elite athlete, and it's really around discipline. So the mantra, the slogan of one of his brands, Cadence, is inspired by the rhythm of daily discipline. So he really puts that mission into his product, and you can see through his photos and his content the behind the scenes view of the brand. So seeing the journey of you that's going to turn into a customer, seeing how that process is of him building. On podcasts, he talks about his journey. He talks about a difficulty which connects you on a deeper level because you understand his story and you can relate to his struggles. And then you have Luigi from Rude, and his mission is to prove that anyone can rise to the top and how streetwear can be luxury. It can be sold at luxury price points, and he explains his story on many videos, and you can see a lot of his content showing behind the scenes of him with collaborations with top celebrities and the behind the scenes of him building the brand. And finally, for Nude Project, their big mission is to inspire creatives to create more and to follow their passions. And Bruno has a lot of content showing behind the scenes of him building the brand, and he has a lot of posts showing the journey, showing people that it wasn't an overnight success, and really bringing people along the journey with him. And if this is done correctly, where there's an element of understanding the story of you and your brand, the founder, understanding the mission of why your brand stands and why we should join the brand, the mission with you, and a reason to join and to tune in daily to watch the behind the scenes, then you can move on to the part where it's joining the journey. This is where your followers, your audience convert, either buying product, joining events. This is where they don't only follow the journey that you're on, they want to join the movement, they want to join the lifestyle, and they do that by purchasing the product. Because If you buy an info product from Gadzhi, then you're supporting his mission. If you buy Represents Clothing, then you are joining the mission of being disciplined and being almost an athlete like George Heaton. So you buy the products so you can have the feeling of being closer, building that connection deeper to the movement and lifestyle. Again, as I said, the thing that people really lack the most and really struggle with is this part, is following the journey, is having content and having a system where people understand your story, they are connected to your story, and they see the behind the scenes every day of you building your brand. So they have the incentive of tuning in daily and being and seeing that content on a repetitive basis. And then for people to join the journey, it's pretty simple. And if this funnel is done correctly, then followers will turn into loyal lifetime customers. But more than that, you will have this in place, which is the next part, which is really the scaling. And that's the founder-led ecosystem leverage, right? This is where your most loyal customers push your brand for you. It's a leverage where, according to collective identity, it's when individuals feel deeply connected to a group, movement, or cause to the point where the group success feels personal. This attachment drives people to share and recruit others because it reinforces their sense of belonging and purpose. So you can imagine here, if your system is good enough and your ecosystem is strong enough, then those lifetime customers, those really loyal customers, are gonna share your brand. They're gonna push your brand. And I can guarantee if you follow one of these brands today, then maybe a friend recommended you one of those brands. Maybe you didn't find their content organically. Maybe you saw someone repost their content. And that's the power really of when this funnel is done correctly, because this is where your brand scales to a level which is insane. And there's many different strategies to accelerate and to push to make sure that this leverage really works and scales, but I'm not gonna get into that today. If you want to get access to this whole file and more resources to help you implement this strategy, this whole ecosystem for your brand, then click below, go to my Instagram and DM me the word ecosystem, and I will send you all the files.